Well, welcome everybody. It's After Hours, Kaladi Coffee Bar in Denver, Colorado. And I was going to take a quick minute and introduce some of our toys we have here. Our baby here, the infamous Frankensteamer, began life as a 4-group Marzocco. Now it's a 3-group Marzocco inside of a 4-group body, PID controlled. As you can see here, we've got a target temperature of 193. Usually the machine stays within plus or minus a degree within our target temperature. Of course, that temperature changes according to how the espresso blend is. It does have the Wizard Chronos pads, timer pads for each one of the groups. Really pretty cool preheating of the water coming in for water temperature stability. Good old machine. A lot of years on it. Hard to replace though. But really what we're going to be talking about tonight are our VersaLab grinders. Grinders being the most important element, if overlooked, to making espresso. And over the years we've used every possible grinder that came down the pike. And about, I think now it's been this year we've been using exclusively these VersaLabs on our bar, along with the Versa press. That's a pneumatically driven press, about 85 pounds of pack pressure. Cool things about these VersaLab grinders is that they are single shot grinders in the sense that they only grind the coffee that you're using at that very moment. So you're not using, you don't have a bunch of ground coffee sitting in the burrs, sitting in a doser compartment. It's fresh coffee every time. And it's done through this kind of an ingenious little drawer setup where there's your shot of coffee, and that shot goes into the actual doser or grinding compartment itself, and then from there into the portafilter. It's got a little automatic portafilter holder. So you don't have old coffee coming into it. With each grind, you have just that coffee that you're grinding this time. Also, you'll notice that the grinder burst set is being driven by a pulley. The motor is actually off behind the grinder, and this eliminates the heat buildup that we see in so many of the typical espresso grinders, with the motor sitting just below the grinder burrs and the coffee having to come through there. And the more you use them, the hotter the grinders get, and consequently the hotter the grounds get, and it kind of affects the flavor there. With the pulley setup, this grinder turns at 500 RPMs, and giving an effective turning, it loses about 50 RPMs as it's grinding the bean, so about 450 RPMs is while it's grinding. And it's using the DRM flat and conical burr set. So we're going to kind of go through and we'll just walk through how the device operates and what kind of espresso quality there. And then after that, we're going to show you how to replace the burr sets on the VersaLabs. Okay? Now the first grinder here is a single hopper grinder. This was actually our original grinder that we purchased back. It's actually one of the first 2 grinders made. It's a pre-production model. And about the only way to tell the difference between this one and the double hopper one as far as going into the production, this one has a slightly less height between the final cone and the bottom of the grinder. You can see this one is a little bit higher up. It's a little hard to tell, and you really don't notice it too much even when they're sitting side by side. Most of the things from the prototype pretty much went into production, just really minor detail kind of things. So let's load up the grinder and we'll pull a couple of shots. Okay, so pretty simple. You just simply load the portafilter underneath there, turn on the grinder. We had a couple of beans in there from when I pulled that drawer out. Drop the beans in. About a about 15 seconds to grind the beans. And remember, you're grinding just that amount. You have a little bit of coffee sitting on top. Typically what we do here at the shop, we just kind of tap the portafilter down and then go ahead and pack it from there. Whoops. Okay, so we're got to load it up. Put it on in there. See how we did. Nice 20-second shot. We do risotto shots here. Very nice. You gotta notice there's a real clean cream to the crema top there. Produces a very clean, very nice espresso, very smooth. Okay, go ahead and load it up. Nice little shot here. Let's see how we do. Nice little 20-second shot. That was a little short, so I think what I'm going to do is make an adjustment to the grind. Now, to adjust the grind on these, there is a holding pin off the side here, which you'll loosen, and then you actually adjust the grind in the opposite direction as a typical grinder. Whoops. I'm going to do this. Alright, so we'll get ourselves loaded up again to that adjustment. You have to be careful about how much you make. It's quite sensitive. Now, I think it's important that you turn the grinder off, and you'll notice there's a little bit of coffee that'll drop out when you turn the motor off. With that moving wiper in there, the coffee will collect on the moving wiper as it's moving, and will fall once that wiper turns off. So it's important to turn that wiper off so that you get all the coffee into the portafilter. Otherwise, you're going to have short shots coming or erratic shots. So not too bad. It's after hours. I'm not going to answer the phone. Don't they know not to call during a YouTube video? Okay, a 28-second shot. As you can see with this one, a much darker crema on here, a little bit of blonding in the middle there. I think ideally for us with our shots, about 25 seconds tends to be about the best area. Okay, well, let's move on from here and we'll take a little road trip and we'll get to actually doing a grinder burr change.